back with the most awaited series. Hi everybody, I am Lekh Uthaiah. I am your Femina Miss India Punjab 22. I am a pageant coach, I am a model and a content creator, and we are back on popular demand with the most awaited series, which is my Femina Miss India Journey. But before we go ahead, make sure to check out all of my social media channels. The links are in the description. And also, if you want to get coached by me about anything, may it be your ramp walk, may it be your personal guidance, may it be your personal introduction, as well as your posing, I am here for you. The way to contact me is also in the description. First of all, if you're new here, well, welcome, and make sure you check out all of my other episodes. Episode 1 to 4 is now out, and the fifth one is this one, so you understand what this whole episode is all about. As usual, here are the chapters. We are going to be talking about what happens in the day, and then I give you practical perks as well as the values that either got strengthened or enhanced during that day. And then we have a little bit of reflective rewind where I tell you what I really thought about the day. And finally, the coach's corner where I give tips to aspirants. So let's get started. So the day started with a 6 a.m. wake up call. Yes, girls, if you have never woken up early in your life, please get used to it because you will have a call time super early and you cannot be late. So we woke up, went in our pajama sets, and then after that, made sure that we got our hair and makeup done. We had different stations, one for hair and one for makeup. And I think it was done by the Savio John team. And then after that, we had to quickly go down, change into our outfits that was approved by the stylist the night before. So we already know what are the brands that we are shooting for, and based on that, outfits are also selected by the stylist. So you just have to make sure you carry that along with the heels and the bag and the accessories and just put it together in one of those little trolleys that you carry around wherever you go to. And apart from that, we also had to make sure we had breakfast. A lot of times I would miss my breakfast personally. I think I did that day as well. And then we get into a cab and then we go. And mostly a cab is like one of those SUVs, so it can take 6 girls at a time. But I think luckily or unluckily, I, along with Miss Chhattisgarh, who was Sifat, who was the last of the girls in that batch. So we got the whole SUV to ourselves. So it was a great time for me to actually connect with her one on one, because in a group situation like this, you don't really get a chance to connect with people. Because I am so great at personal connections, I actually got to know a lot about her, and I know that that created a bond that kind of lasted us up until now. After that, we got location, that is Radisson Blue, Mumbai Airport, and a lot of people like welcomed us and we had pictures taken. Now, here is something I wish I'd done. Everybody had travel clothes on because we were told if you guys have like a set of clothes to carry while you're traveling, please do it. And I was like, yeah, faida, matlab you're just wearing it at the cab for just for like a few minutes after that, and then you're changing out into the actual sponsored, clothes. But this is where you actually get to showcase your style, right? Because otherwise, bodycons are what is approved for sponsor shoots. But here is where you can wear your streetwear, you can wear like your cool palazzo pants, and you can wear your glasses, and you can wear, sling bags, etc. And I missed out on the chance. So everybody else had a different outfit, but I just wore one of my sponsored outfits. Yeah. So after that, we went in, and of course, there was a station put up there also to do retouching of hair and makeup. But a lot of us got into our clothes and got into shoot. And there are times, right? Like certain rooms are booked for certain shoots, certain banquet halls are booked for certain shoots. So a lot of us were made to talk about the ambience and how it was because it was one of their sponsors. And I remember in a group situation, we don't know what to say. You can't speak over each other, and the camera person like will just come in once because they have to capture so many girls. So I remember being that person who'd be like, okay, let's say these paragraphs, because pointers would be given to us. You have to say about the ambience, you have to say about the service, you have to say about the staff, you have to say how you're feeling. And now you have to make a whole paragraph out of it so that it goes up on a story. So then I would be like, acha, I will start, I will say this, then you say this, you say this, you say that. So it's in a flow, and everybody knows what they're saying, and no one's like looking like a deer caught in headlights. So yeah, I've been a little bit like that from the very beginning, hence what I'm doing here. Anyway, So after that, I then had two shoots. The first one was a Sephora shoot. I was promoting their eyeshadow as well as their lip tint or like a lipstick. And here's something I did not know, that a lot of times some things that look good in person might not look that great on camera. So I know that the palette that was given to us was very nude and it was not showing with the lights in the camera. So we had makeup artists who would put in like a different shade or like a different brand just so that it could show on camera. So what you actually see as a final result is not only the Sephora thing, it's actually a lot of other brands. So now you know that not all brands can completely be trusted. Although I 100% would still suggest Sephora, I wear it and I love it. But it's just on camera, you need a little more makeup than usual, which might look too much in person. Yeah, and I made sure that after I was ready, I shot a ramp walk video because I had to be active on socials and I wanted to put real time content. And Sifat, of course, because we'd connected, I could just ask her, hey, can you please come and take a video for me? And she was, very happy to do it. And then after that, had our lunch, changed into another outfit. And the second thing that was I was doing was Rajnigandha tongue twister. So I was called to the terrace for that. What a beautiful place. There was like a pool beside and like crops looking thingy. Anyway, so then we had to do a tongue twister. So I was given a script to read and then say it to the camera. What I didn't know and what I was not told, that they are trying to check the goof ups. Like that, with the whole video consisted of you goofing up the tongue twister. And मुझे क्या पता था, मैंने स्क्रिप्ट लिया एंड द परफेक्शनिस्ट दैट आई एम, आई डिड इट वेल एंड आई सेड इट आउट परफेक्टली. तो जो एंड वीडियो आया है उसमें मतलब सिर्फ मैं ही हूँ जो बिल्कुल ऐसे एमसी की तरह बोल रही हूँ, अच्छाई की चमक को अच्छे से चमकने दो, whereas everybody else is goofing up. And basically that was the plot, which is why मेरा part in that video is इत्तू सा, because मैंने सब सही बोल दिया. फिर उसके बाद we all went back to the room and everybody else got to like relax and chill, but I didn't because I was in the talent round, right? So as soon as I got back, मुझे नीचे जाना था, and the Pratap and Harish Shetty team introduced me to my song, which was a mix of Dholida and Jhume Gori, and they said कि चलो, we'll start with our practice. Let's do the first few steps. So you'll see that the raw footage that I'm showing you versus what I actually did was slightly different, but this is what it is. It was the first cut, and I picked up quickly and was pretty tired at the end of the day. And that's how the day ended. Coming to practical perks, I have some very important tips for you. The first one is dressing up for the makeup room. So in the morning, you're obviously not gonna dress up in your bodycon like at 6 in the morning, but this is where having a good pajama set comes into place, because you are still being captured, you are still being put on social media. So you cannot be wearing tattered clothes or oversized clothes or like really tiny shorts. It just needs to look prim and proper. So you need to dress and like go to sleep that way. And it also needs to be easily removable. If I was wearing a top like this, imagine it would mess up my hair and my makeup just to get it out, right? So you need to have those button down shirts or like something that you can take out without messing up what the artists have done to your face. The second is getting a head start. By that, I mean if the call time is 6, be there at 5:50. You will get one of those seats and you will finish your hair and makeup before the girls who come at 6:15, 6:20, like me. And you will have more time to go change and have breakfast, because आई नो यू थिंक 6 o'clock से 6:20 में कितना ही फ़र्क पड़ता है, बहुत फ़र्क पड़ता है, जिसकी वजह से आप हर जगह डिलेड हो जाते हैं और आपके कैब्स रेडी हो जाती हैं टाइम पे. तो यू डोंट गेट टू से कि मैंने ब्रेकफास्ट नहीं खाया. दैट वाज योर फॉल्ट यार, तुम जल्दी आ जाते. The next is a seat saving strategy that will be very helpful to you in pageants as well as when you are going into runway modeling, especially. It's basically कि let's say मेरा makeup हो गया and then I'm going to into a chair for my hair and no chair is free. You go to a girl and you say, hi, can you just make sure that after you are done, you just call me. I'm sitting outside because there's no place here, but I just don't make anyone else come here. So that just means that you get to like still chill, relax, not stand and like wait for someone to finish on top of their heads, and they'll still call you. And ye runway mein bhi bahut kaam aata hai. The next is always carry your energy bars or breakfast bars. I kid you not, the number of times I've missed breakfast at the hotel because I got late, but I always carry like an energy bar in my little bag, because of which I've had it during the cab ride, which has saved me and my stomach. Next is your camera ready makeup tips. So, what you don't know is that even when subah subah ka early morning shots are being taken, the social media team is advised to let their base be done. Do not show like bilkul bare face to theirs. So this could be something that you could use as well. Even if you're doing like an early get ready with me, early morning sort of a thing, make sure you have like a little bit of like, covering your under eye or like any blemishes going on before you actually come on camera. No makeup is often never no makeup, okay? Next is choose your travel outfits. I know it's an additional thought to be like, oh my God, I already have to think about the wardrobe, but I also have to think about travel outfit. Yes, you do. I didn't, because of which I just had a boring wardrobe throughout my journey. But you can make sure by making sure you're getting like cool pants, you're making like getting cool tops, you're getting your glasses in different shapes and just wearing them. Even if you think practically कहाँ ही दिखेगा ये, एक फोटो तुम ले लो उससे उससे आपका स्टाइल वेरिएशन दिखने लग जाएगा. Oh my God. And the last one is choose dresses based on comfort to an extent. I'll tell you what I mean by this. During my Sephora shoot, I remember that I had to sit and my dress was tight and it was really short. So I had to literally cross my legs over one another to hope that nothing is, seen through. And that was a very uncomfortable position to be in because shoot to lag jata hai time uske liye. So yeah, just make sure you have dresses that like at least are mid thigh, nothing above that, because you cannot sit in them. Here are a few values that got strengthened or enhanced that day. The first one was building personal connections. I am not a group person, okay? I like to give 100% to one person, ask them the right things so that I feel like I connect with them, because that sort of a bond lasts me much longer than probably asking, what kind of makeup are you wearing? So I remember getting that chance with one of the state winners that day, and I remember making really good use of it and like getting to know her on a much deeper level. The second is loving a form of art. Now, there is a difference between learning something just so that you can participate in a pageant and actually loving an art. Because I love dancing so much, and you will see me repeating this through the rest of the episodes, dance sessions used to happen at the end of each day when I'd be in high heels and had a really long day. And you really needed to have energy and brain power to remember the steps that is being taught and to perform so that they also know that you're making progress. And I don't remember feeling like, अबे यार अब dance करने भी जाना है, ever, because I loved it so much. So I think if you can love a form of art that you probably are going to perform in your talent round, it will help you feel a lot freer. The next would be having a slight balance between authenticity and perfectionism. And by that, I mean the tongue twister. Maybe I could have goofed up. I would have acted to goof up, but sometimes goof ups are good. They are helpful. They make good shots. So don't be afraid to like show your vulnerable self. And when it comes to reflective rewind, I remember being very excited for the day because it was the first day of the sponsored shoots. I did not know that we'd be doing multiple of these, but hey, it was my first time experience because I was not a model and I was never in front of the camera before. This was my first time experience. And as far as I can see, that pink outfit that had me wearing black shoes and black heels was not a good idea now that I see in hindsight, because the pink has a sheen, right? So a silver would have worked, especially because I was wearing silver earrings. But yeah, that is something that you want to keep in mind, to look as glam as possible. Try to have these shiny bags and shoes. I also remember letting loose a little towards the end of the shoot, which is when I actually made connections with the cinematographers that were available or the producers that were available. And that is actually a very important key because all of the feedback is actually taken back. They are asked by the people who are shooting. If you're very prim and proper, always want to be perfect, you always want to be right, that actually is not a good thing. So try to be friendly, try to talk as much as possible with these people, because some of them are in house, some of them are basically on a contractual basis. I mean, the people who are shooting you, the people who are taking your videos, and these people will be very helpful even outside of the pageant. I know that one of the videographers, Nikhil, uh, recently shot my pictures before the Miss World pageant as well. And he knew me and we had things to talk about. So trust me when I tell you, these contacts will last you for a really long time. They're easy to talk to. So make sure you just like don't stay in your little bubble of, jeetna hai jeetna, and actually look at the people around you and talk to people as much as possible. Take their contacts as much as possible and just follow them and stay in touch. Now, coming to Coach's Corner, the first one is to always plan for your day ahead. You will mostly be given a timetable, or at least a brief will be given to you before saying कि कल क्या होने वाला है. Plan your day accordingly. Don't be like अच्छा अभी मैं गप्पे लड़ा के बस सो जाती हूँ और कल का कल देखेंगे. Just like keeping your clothes out, the ones that you have to carry the next day, keeping them packed, and just making sure that you are planning ki acha is time pe utna hai to is time pe I'll have to sleep, and all of those calculations in your head might seem a little bit of mentally stressful over and above what's already happening, but trust me, your day will go a lot smoother if you plan a day beforehand. The second would be to be mindful of brand representation. As a content creator, I understand that a lot better. For example, if I'm doing a Pond's ad, I will make sure that I'm wearing a light blue color. I will make sure that the visuals are something that appeal to what they have been doing beforehand, because there's a brand identity that's created, right? Similarly, when you are shooting for a certain brand, just having a slight idea of, okay, if these are the sponsors, then mostly this color would look good on camera, because you then get to be the cover photo. You know what I mean? Let's say I'm wearing like a mustard yellow for a brand which is primarily like black and red. Those are their primary colors. Someone who's wearing that is someone who's going to be put in the cover photo, because that's how the feed is going to be. I'm just saying, अगर आप हो इस pageant में, might as well make max visibility out of it, by which understanding what the brand wants in terms of colors and styling will help. The next one is to be proactive, girls. Do not be so absorbed by the lack of sleep or the schedule that's getting really tight that you stop being proactive. By that I mean कि जहाँ पे सीट आपको सेव करनी है, करो वहाँ पे. जहाँ पे कैब आपको जल्दी से पहुँचना है लेकिन ब्रेकफास्ट भी खाना है, किसी को बोलो, hey, can you stand there and just tell me when the cab is about to leave so that I can stuff some in my mouth. If you think carrying a tiny little flat dabba where you can put in most of the breakfast and carry it on your way, that is super helpful as well. Because I remember constantly thinking, yaar, kash I'd carried like a nice flat tiffin, because a lot of times I would miss food and be really hungry till lunchtime, and then eat a lot during lunch, because your appetite is obviously crazy and you don't realize when your stomach is getting filled because you're so hungry. So that's another thing. If you want to take notes of it, please do. And finally, you are going to be in beautiful locations. If not, find a beautiful location. But don't let any day go without making content on that day. You've put in so much effort to get the right dress, to get your hair and makeup done, to put the right accessories and stuff. Show it off. Ramp walk को आप जितना दिखा सकते हो दिखाओ, because let's be honest, stage पे उतना time नहीं मिलता है, but your social media can be your personal branding, right? So I remember taking a walk video inside the hotel as well as outside on the roof, and I had changed and my hair was open. I was like, oh, finally, freedom. चलो खुले बाल के साथ भी एक लेते हैं. Because you never know when you can use that. हमेशा अपने stories पे डाला करो उसे, या फिर reel बना के डाल दिया करो. You can never say कि oh, I was so busy कि मुझे time नहीं मिला. Time हमेशा होता है. You just have to make time. That's it. With that, we come to the end of this episode. I have a lot more episodes coming up and it just gets interesting. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and switch on the bell notification so you do not miss out when I post. As well as make sure to like this video and comment what you thought about it, anything that you want me to change, any narration style that you want differently, and I'll be happy to accommodate that. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.